want to see the first tease for the new season of Fortnite? I guess we should show it to him. I have not seen this before. Oh! All that Epic told us is think back. August 1st, 2019, the next season of Fortnite. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is, Dr. Lupo?
CD in the third, I bet, is going nuts right now. Jack, Dusty Depot.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you guys excited for the next Fortnite season? August 1st, all will be revealed. And my God, I got the chills right now. That's the first time we saw that. They didn't show us anything.
It is.
Oh my goodness, you see how excited everyone is. And we are moments away from the final game. Everything that's happened. You see the leaderboards, you see how far it is. You're Bugha, you're up by so much. What's the rest of this lobby thinking right now?
It might at this point be a battle for second place, Jack. Such a lead right now. Bugha showing. Showing why he's on top of the leaderboard.
I can't believe he is so far and away the best. It has been something that I think a lot of people expected him to do well, but this well, anyone to perform this well, be this far ahead, unbelievable in a stacked lobby like this. Folks, use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Tell us your thoughts on the teaser we just saw, on what you're expecting from these final games, on your thoughts overall on the World Cup. It has been such a blast to be at this point. I cannot believe the road from where we started to here. These online qualifiers, everyone coming on in, the big names, the teams getting involved. Fortnite competitive is at a fantastic point, and with the millions watching online, I think it's a testament to how well it's doing.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. You see a look down at the players getting ready for their final match of the day. 6 games total, the end of this next and final match. We will find out who the Fortnite World Champion in the solos competition is. If you're online, make sure you give some shout outs to those that you think can climb the board. It is still anybody's game. We've seen crazy comebacks before, and it would not surprise me to see it again. Jack, going into this last match.
Yes.
The nerves for some of these players probably at an all-time high.
Yes.
You have to realize there's going to be more after this, though.
Oh,
there's
for sure.
got to be more after this, Jack.
Yeah, this is not the end by any means. Yes, it's the biggest event in Fortnite competitive history, but there is still a bright future for this game. The new season coming out, more and more to be announced, I'm sure, very, very soon. All I know is the players are getting loaded on up and ready. You see them all looking around. What an experience this must be for all of them, their families in attendance. So many people here I've met this weekend, Ben, have been. It's their first ever gaming event. You know, not a lot happens in the Northeast because of, well, to be quite frank, how expensive it is to run events in this area of the country. But Epic do it, and they did it in style. What a fantastic venue. The Marshmallow performance earlier, I saw how excited everyone was outside at the fan events too. It's been so cool, and I've been a part of so many competitive gaming events up to this point. This might be my favorite. This might be my favorite. I'm saying it right now.
It's touching, Jack. I appreciate that.
It is. I mean, it might just be, and that's all I know. I keep looking around, seeing everyone just excited, flowing back on in after the bathroom breaks, waiting for this last game. We appreciate your patience as we just get the lobby all set up. Want to make sure everything's all set and good to go. Remember, after this ends, if you're in the venue, don't just rush on out to get home and go back outside of the fan experience. We're going to crown our champion. We're going to crown our world champion. You want to be here for that big moment. Congratulate them. Celebrate the achievement. The trophy. How are they going to get that trophy home to the players? Because
Jack, I'll give you $20 if you charge down there and grab that thing right now.
I almost threw the headset down. I almost threw the headset down, and I thought, you know what? If I don't do that, my career is much more worth it, I believe. Again, you know, look at these lobbies. We played on these setups the other day. You know, you can't really creative. You can just sit there. So you're looking at the leaderboards, and we're used to in-game tournaments, right, where you can go and see the prize pool and see how the split works. The solo and duos you see there on the screen, the solos, you know, competition is there. You click compete, and the prize pool pops up in game at $3 million for first. And that's where it first set into me that we were actually at the World Cup final.
Yeah. When it's right there on the screen in front of you, it's real. Two of the fan favorites, Dubs and Mega, on your screen right now, and I gotta love that kid's hair.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have hair like that. There's Issa, who I know has quite the loyal following online. Some people were excited to see him perform this weekend. So much pressure for these guys. I look at the fans around the venue, everyone excited for these games to continue. I think the skins in the background of Chicken and Raptor were battling with the Thundersticks that provided to some of our fans in the venue today. Creo again, our winner from that last game. The thoughts going through his head right now must be, I've got to rise this leaderboard. I've got to get as high as possible. Reverse, recently announced a member of TSM. Always seems like something's going on in Fortnite competitive. Now I think a lot of people wondering too, what's next to come, right? Is it more solos and duos? Is there going to be more of a focus on trios? I know a lot of people have been looking forward to that. Do teams now switch up after seeing this performance? Do you think teams begin to switch up if they're going to play trios on who they should have on their squad?
One of the things I noticed watching the few trio tournaments that we've seen over the last couple weekends, teams really have kind of mixed who they typically play with. That being said, one of the things I love the most about watching those is that the groups, it's always changing. And I think that exemplifies just how connected the competitive community really is. A lot of these players, they're all friends. We see Skeptic holding up the L to the camera, which is very funny, and people doing emotes on each other after elimination in game. But at the end of the day, there's really kind of no bad blood between anybody, because they all recognize they're all here for the same thing. It's a competition. On top of that, it probably doesn't hurt that they all take home $50,000 at a minimum, right? Every single player. So that definitely can't hurt. But real quick, before we move on, Jack, I just want to ask, did you ever think that any of these players, the list of names, do you think we'd see these players at this event? I mean, we've watched them grow and change over 10 weeks of qualifiers. We saw people kind of rise up out of nowhere sometimes. And the other side of that, we have players like Tfue, who've been well known for forever. It's amazing to see the list.
No, for sure. There's players that I think a lot of people expected to make it in, but didn't. All I know is there's been one player who's dominated so far today. It's Bugha, and Sundown is over on Unreal Island with a breakdown of how he made it to this point.
Thank you so much, Lupo and Courage. And with one match left in the Fortnite World Cup final, one match to put everything on the line, the Sentinels player, Bugha, has dominated the entire competition. He said from the very beginning, I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna challenge every single player. I'm gonna play aggressively. I'm gonna look to get in their faces, get in the end game. The player who qualified from the start, made a name for himself after the host, and continuing running through. Let's take a look into some of his eliminations and how he's been able to build himself a 15-point lead over the best of the best in the world, and he's doing it by intelligent rotation, getting to the far side of the zone, and then hitting his shots. Kid, Bugha says, bring the rest of the lobby on. I'm looking to go aggressive. We talked about King and his shoot first mentality, but the difference between King and Bugha is Bugha chooses his spots when to go. He knows when he needs to hold off, when he needs to be safe for a second, and when he can go aggressive. You see him stall just for a minute there against Creo, who's pushing in to the top 3, and he is able to execute the game plan, come up with the victory royale, and keep pushing forward. Now again, right now, he has 0 elims, able to pick up one right there, but he's chasing back into the storm. He's not looking to run forward, he's looking to catch them afterward. And same thing there, dropping down, picking up Kinzo, breaking the trap, and this one in particular, incredibly well done. With the infantry rifle, laying down the shots, able to pick that one up. And the one thing I really like to see about Bugha afterward, every single time he hits those shots, real quick, he's just making sure he gets everything clean. No sweat going on him, no sweat indeed, because he is sweating out the rest of the lobby. If you see Sentinels Bugha running at you, you need to be defensive or disengage, because he is not letting it go. He wants the top spot. He wants to be your wire-to-wire leader, and he wants to name himself the best Fortnite player in the world. One more match left. Lupo and Courage, take it away and close us out.
Great stuff, Sundown. Got to tell the story of how our player in first place has made it this far. Again, we appreciate your patience as we just get a couple things sorted in the lobby, but I believe I've received word. Everything is set. It all comes down to this. Millions and millions played online. Only 200 qualified for the Fortnite World Cup Finals, and this is the last game. The battle bus has launched one more time. The Fortnite World Cup Finals ends right here.
All 100 players on your screen there, Jack. Bugha sitting out in front of everyone thus far. A commanding lead. Creo, the winner of the previous game, flying in there in the northeast corner of the map. Spread of players across the screen. There's your top 10 on the left side. Bugha, Psalm, Creo, Skype, Nate, Riverson, Rux, and the rest. Average placement thus far of 25th for Creo. Only 8 eliminations, but 30 points. Enough to put him in 3rd place thus far.
One thing to remember too, yesterday, Zayt and Saf held on to the lead the first 5 games, and it slipped away in game 6. Bugha has been in the lead for all 5 games. He has never lost the first place spot. Will he suffer the same fate, or can he close it out right here to remain our Fortnite World Champion?
Bugha, by the way, hails from Pennsylvania, 16-year-old player. Sentinels qualified the very first week for the World Cup.
He's probably just got his first part-time job to try to start earning money to buy himself a car. But instead, after this, could walk away with $3 million. Dude's gonna walk on in and say, I quit.
Can't wait for him to get home. Imagine he wins $3 million here. His parents are going to ask him to take the trash out, and he's going to laugh.
Yeah, right. He'll just pay his butler to do that, I guess, at that point. As Cease currently set up, not many builds. One of these very early awkward fights. Cease knows that as well. You look at what he has: a common infantry rifle, 25 shots, and a drum gun, 0 ammo.
Jack, one of the first 4 to go down in this match is Skype, who was in 4th place.
Wow, so a little bit of pressure already gone from that top spot. Cease just moving for the moment. 2 chug splashes. If I do as he throws them down, can you see all the players surrounded outside this Sunny Steps side of the map? Cease continues to bounce around for the moment. Not many AR shots left. We'll get some out of the ammo crate, which is good. Everything good counts. And the farming of stone continues. Moffin and Zayt outside of Loot Lake, just fighting on the outskirts of it.
Moffin just kind of building, walling against any pressure from Zayt. Doesn't want to get caught on rotation. Interesting loadout. That gold combat very early. That's a very solid pickup to start this match. Single shockwave remaining. Legendary grenade launcher. Drum gun in hand as well.
I mean, talk about a great starting inventory. As we do swap on over. Blaster in a fight. Outside pressure plant. One player nearby, only at 73 HP. But again, when you're in this far into the tournament, you kind of get to a point where you just got to go for it. You got to just force an engagement. You got to get the points up. Shot comes on through. Not able to get it done as of yet. Blaster still healing up. We'll have bandages to get back up to, I think, 75 HP.
The feed, it looked like Tfue picking up an elimination. Let's see here how things play out. 90 players remaining. The first circle starts to close in 50 seconds. Bandaging on the egg. Blaster just hanging out here. That player down below. Going to see if he can take shots here in a second. T-Chub's going to roll all the way down. Looks like no engagement going to happen here. Yarko, Sledwicki, 2 players that have faced off against each other a number of times. Going to go for the wall and, in fact, get it. Gets the angle inside and pushes on through. A solid aggressive play from Sledwicki to pick up his first elimination of Game 6.
Very clean, and that will end Yarko's Fortnite World Cup run. Solid performance earlier on. We'll see where he stacks up with the rest of this lobby when it's all said and done. Reminder, this is our final game here tonight. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Get it trending just like yesterday. Alongside the millions of people watching online. Sam, who is our player as well, near the top of the leaderboards. What can he do in this last game? Can he make the trek to try to catch up to Bugha, who was 15 points ahead in first?
Pika 1v1 and angled down through a handful of edits here at Mega Mall. He's going to push around the side and try and make his way inside Mall itself. Pika earned 12 of his total points in just the last match, and I think that says a lot about what is possible. In 11th place when we rolled into this game, Pika trying to find a way inside, pushing down through the outside. Maybe does in fact get the wall replace. Are you kidding me? Used the shockwave to get down the wall that the player inside was smacking out with it. That's unbelievable.
He basically called the bluff.
Fast.
He called the bluff. The guy was trying to break the wall to secure it for his own. Pika was like, okay, break the wall for me. I'll just replace it my own. And he does just that. Pika, full HP, 2 slurp juices, 6 minis, a very good assault rifle, the shotgun, but it looks like the aggression doesn't end here. Wall instantly broken. Pyramid's placed as well. And he can just continue to play these box fights. Really use the shockwave to try to drop down his opponent again. Said it once. Wouldn't surprise me if we use that same tactic here soon.
At this point, 100 HP, 100 shield. I do not blame him for being aggressive here. Knowing that players may be a little sparse in terms of loot, he's trying to track Keemstar on the outside, rotating around the edge of Mega Mall. These two players going to end up on top of each other before you know it. Oh my gosh. Floor loot.
Okay.
A heavy sniper rifle.
And another slurp. Okay.
He's
It's
looking
like
for it.
It's like Batman.
See him watching.
He's waiting.
Dropping on in, does use those audio cues to try and track down the opponent underneath. Opts to back out of the fight for just a second. Get a different angle. Pika's awareness inside Mega Mall is insane. Knowing exactly where his opponents are and exactly when to push. Already picked him 1 elimination using those skills. Gonna see if he can find a second player in the slip. Going for the snipe. Oh, and he can't quite connect.
Imagine what would have happened in this arena if he hits that shot.
Death.
He dabs after it. And he dabs after it. He's like, all right, this is mine. See you guys. That's Hood J, the only remaining player in the Mega Mall area. Pika just gonna go back, loot on up. You know, another slurp still inside, so Pika knows if he gets in a fight, he can get the elimination. Even if he's weak, he can pop a slurp, go grab another. Don't think that's gonna happen yet. We'll shift our focus. There's Bugha on your screen, Core Gaming and Benji Fishy. Within a couple boxes of each other, maybe a fight will break out here soon.
Snow rolling in the top right as well. You know, the baller. Laleo, ball boom on your screen. Edges there, Laleo beating quite a bit. A ton of damage taken. Meanwhile, back at that small town in the southeast corner of the map. Banny, Arcrum, back in a 1v1. Most likely, honestly, round 6 of these two facing off at the beginning of these games. 73 players left. The Storm right on their backs. Things are going to start moving here in a middle battle, but these two decide to fight it out right now. He phased through the floor. Could have opted to go up. Misses the shot. A little bit of damage. Down to 140. Going to opt for a mini. Even just the 10 shield might be enough to save him from Arcrum. We'll have to see here. Pressure with the stink. He's trying to find a top down and kind of lead the shots on what may or may not be a build out from Arcrum. Right through it. Arcrum dropping all the way down the campfire. And he's going to drop that on one corner in an effort to push Arcrum out of the box. Unbelievably, honestly, what a shot from Arcrum, the bottom there. A quick edit on the ceiling, shot comes through.
Health very similar between the two. Slight advantage to Arcrum right now.
Have to imagine that almost every 1v1 between these two has played out so complexly. If we're watching this right now, I guarantee you this is not the first time we've seen it. What a shot, a quick flip and edit on the ramp.
It's cat and mouse. It's literally cat and mouse in this fight.
This is one of the most insane 1v1s I think I've ever seen. 64 HP remaining. Bandy's gonna have to back all the way to the top. Maybe the campfire down. Just a second gets dropped in. Gonna have to wall against that. The ramp to save him. One chance for the minis. He's gonna wall off. Still back and forth between these two titans. The campfire goes down. As soon as that wall edit happens, the ramp inside just to prevent any push from the opponent. Arkham finding another angle might be the only option at this point. The campfire, though, is going to have dealt a lot of HP back to Baney. Shot through, can't quite connect. Here we go, pressure up top, and oh my gosh.
Dude.
The pyramid block. Finally, the Storm deciding it's time to play the fight out, and Baney goes down.
Hey, great fight though, man.
That was
went
insane.
That went on for a full 2 minutes. I love that we got to keep our eyes on that, but moving across the map now, it's Pika. We were complimenting so much on how easily he can move through these boxes in Mega Mall, how he can navigate these areas, and it looks like that same exact pattern is continuing. It's Flexi, who's at a major health disadvantage, but as I say that, does hit a quick little shotgun shot that I think will push Pika away for a moment or make him reassess what he's doing. Maybe a misclick. It looked like he didn't really mean to do that.
Eventually, Pika gonna have to try and take some sort of aggressive stance soon. A minute on this Storm before it closes, and he's not in the next safe zone. Rogue Shark on your feet, picking up an Elim. We're down to 68 players remaining. Outside of that 70 range before the Storm starts to tick on you.
Pika, no wall in place yet.
He's just trying every chance he can to take these walls. This is the speed of these players. This is some insane stuff. This is why they're here at the World Cup. Can't quite hit the shot. He did a reset, took the other corner out, just as the opponent inside takes a shot with the shotgun. Can't quite connect. Still going for these wall replaces. Ooh. Big hit there, down to 16 HP.
And he's got no mats. He's got 2 total builds. So with the zone pushing as well, this looks like it's got to be a Shadow Bomb play. Pika is actually going to dive into the zone to make his path a little bit less predictable. Will take the long route. 10 health, he's got a launch pad. I'm going to tell you right now, Pika is not happy. Yeah, you see him kind of sigh right there. Uses both Shadow Bombs, uses all the materials he has. Literally can only build one wall, can't even box up for safety. Uses one of his launch pads too. Not a fun spot to be in if you're Pika. Look, still can't even build one box.
Does have the minis. He's got a campfire in case he wants to put it down. I think the fear at this point is if he puts that campfire down, it's like a signal flare for anybody around. This is the box to push. Meanwhile, Tfue, Dusty Divot flying across, landing near more opponent builds potentially. Back down, shots at the target he was right next to. He's in this box alone. You see in the mini-map, only a handful of players around Dusty Divot. Clicks, reverse, Bizzle you see in the top. Pretty far out there.
And Clicks is actually, one of his trio partners. Previous trio cup that happened. They're fighting each other right now. Tfue trying to make his way out of here. Still not in zone yet. Really used his launch pad. He did use his last shockwave, if you remember, as well. There is some loot nearby, but player challenging. Tfue's going to back up for the moment and rebox. Oh yeah, we got a fight here. Tfue, 1 versus 1. Is it Clicks? Not exactly sure. It is Clicks on the other side of this wall. So Tfue versus Clicks. Veteran versus the up-and-comer. Tfue backing up for the moment. It looks like there's another player nearby as Clicks will just say, nope, don't need this anymore. We'll fly away. Karhu goes down in the elimination feed. Cease goes down in the elimination feed. 63 players left. No Storm Surge in this one yet.
Bugha picking up an elimination. His first of this match. Just another point between him and second place.
Man. Consistency so key, and Bugha has embodied that today. Only one bad game. The rest have been absolutely electric. Bugha's just sat up with the high ground in the zone, waiting patiently for this lobby to drop on down. Snazy now 1 box away from an opponent. 54 HP, needs to perfectly edit one of these walls and get a shot down range. You see his opponent not sitting still for any moment. He expects him to drop it, and that's exactly what happens. He's finding the patterns and how his opponent likes to play these box fights. But still with no healing and his opponent jumping back up, you got to think some shields will be replenished, and Snazy will be at even more of a health disadvantage.
Tries to go for the reset on the floor.
No shields pop.
There we go. Catches himself. He's going to hold the edit on this pyramid. He's looking for a chance to push Martin. If one arises, we'll have to see. Snazy's hope may be to catch him off guard. There we go. Here's the Shadow Bomb. Going to rotate up and away. Use that redeploy and try and make his way into the safe zone. Only 54 HP. He's not quite safe yet, but now it's the chance to look to the right. Get a couple shots. Player inside the box as he lands right next to him. The edit through, and Rogue Shark sets the trap and gets him. Tough play there. Clicks. Meanwhile, 1 elimination, 62 builds. Sit on 2 Shadow Bombs. To see here, the very north edge. He's underneath the plateau of Dusty Divot. Reverse down there as well. Tfue on the edge. Astonish, Smeeth, Zayt. So many players stacked up near each other, and oftentimes you do see players utilizing the already built structures for easy wall replaces. No surprise. Popped up next to him.
Inventory looks great, but he just doesn't have a lot of ammo.
Imagine he picks up 1 elim on someone who's could kind of fill those numbers up. Be looking at it. It'd be a great spot for late game. 7 RPG, still very, very good. 69 total builds on the 60 now. 56 players remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final game of the solo competition here at the Fortnite World Cup. It literally all comes down to this.
5 players will become millionaires right after this game. Tfue just picked up his 3rd elim. Still has a launch pad, some great loot on the player that he just took down. But he doesn't have the zone again. He does have 2 launch pads, and eventually he can use one of those. He wants to make sure he makes some of those placement points, and there it comes. Launch pad used. Will Tfue get beamed? Right, it is one of those moments where you're just thinking, Ben, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me. Looks like he'll make it out through unscathed.
Literally flying past the windows of opponents, going to land on top of the 2nd structure. Somebody underneath. Start layering up. 86 build. Still has another launch pad. Has a boogie just in case maybe a baller rolls past close enough. He can boogie the player directly out of it. Try and pick up that elim, jump in the baller and roll away. Even in a clutch situation, the Boogie Bomb can give you an opportunity for a free shotgun shot on someone that may be unsuspecting. The loadout here, look at this. 2 campfires, 10 redeploys, 2 shockwaves, 6 minis, but no medium ammo, Jack.
A crazy note with Bugha. When the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers started, Bugha qualified in week 1 in NA in 1st place. From the moment Fortnite World Cup started, he finished atop the North America region. And now in another spot again where it can happen, and he's just dancing up top. He knows really this is his to take unless someone has legitimately the best performance ever in the history of a Fortnite competitive game. Bugha should be our Fortnite World Champion. Tfue and Benji Fishy fighting on the bottom right of your screen. Sam, who's trying to contest and take that throne. This was the replay, did get his 1st elim of this game, and you see the fist bump right there. That was Clix who gets cut down.
At this point, 51 players remaining. This lobby is going to get very, very tight. Going into this match, Psalm was 2 points ahead of third place, but 15 points behind 1st.
Talk about a lead as we've just now hit our top 50 in this game. Arkham goes down. Psalm 1 elimination. Can he close the gap? If you think about it right now, he's still 15 behind, Ben. Bugha's still in this game. What he needs right now, Bugha to go down, and he needs 5 more elims and a victory royale, but no! No! Psalm gets caught off guard. It's Zayt, and as that happens, Bugha gets an elim. The pieces are falling into place, and Bugha's about to call checkmate.
Tfue on your screen here. 3 eliminations. Still has the launch pad, sitting on a pretty similar loadout. Not a lot has changed as he's waiting, biding his time, looking for eliminations up above the rest, though. Bugha
hasn't had to move in 5 minutes.
Nope.
He's had height, he hasn't had to move in 5 minutes. He's sitting so pretty. Here's that elim that we missed when Psalm got taken out. And
are you kidding? Look at him laugh. Look at him absolutely laugh. Quick 1 tap on Storm on the move.
It's a gift. Is it his birthday? That's about as free as it gets.
Bugha might be the luckiest player with zone placement I think we've ever seen in a competitive Fortnite match. Sitting atop his tower, a castle of metal, unthreatened.
And he built it with metal earlier, and he just kind of hoped it would work out this way, and it did. He's been sat here for so long. It basically sums up the leaderboard. This is the leaderboard in the game itself. Bugha on top, nobody nearby, no threats, nothing. Now with the zone moving, everyone soaring, and this is where it picks up quick, folks. The final moments of the Fortnite World Cup. We're watching Bugha. Oh, please. Oh, imagine.
Picking up a pair in the feed there. Fledermoys and Dubs both go down. Gonna be two very good eliminations there. 38 players remaining. Top 25 is when placement starts to come in, and Bugha is looking for shots on everybody flying around. Still has that high ground advantage. Peasus and others looking to try and contest it. Benjyfishy moving up as well. Ballers still rotating in the low ground. Tfue making his way across. A lot of damage coming in. Only 1 minute in the inventory and 15 builds remaining. A tough spot for Tfue.
He's so close to placement, but can he survive? King with elimination.
Player count continuing to drop. Bizzle, Takamura, Zayt picking up multiple eliminations. 30 players remaining. 29 to get closer and closer. Benjyfishy goes down. Tfue eliminated in the box. Kurtz picks that one up.
That will end Tfue's Fortnite World Cup. Zayt drops off high ground for the moment. Bugha's still alive in this game in the bottom right of your screen. Still at max HP. He's made it in the top 25. At this point, it's basically a victory lap. Yeah, he's getting beamed out of the sky, but he doesn't care. He'll drop on in, pop some minis. King on the top right had 6 limbs. The guy's an absolute brawler. The 13-year-old should be so proud of how he played today. Lulboom up top, Crew, the double qualified player as well.
Picking up another elimination. Takamura goes down.
Bugha now into your top 20. Mongrel, your Fortnite World Cup is over. Vivid's still alive in this game. It's Crew with 4 limbs atop our leaderboard right now. Has most limbs of who's still alive. Bugha there as well. Has all the ammo in the world, not a lot of materials. Let's see how he weasels his way out of this one.
Ballboom, the ultimate high ground. Teachup going for a challenge up top. Does in fact take it over. Meanwhile, Bugha, box fight for his life. A little back and forth here. He's waiting to see if this player rotates out. There it is, a big shot. Another elimination.
And he's got near max materials.
Kidding me.
He's gonna trap the ball. Oh, the ball escapes. The absolute seeds right now. Bugha still moving through, and at this point, it's a sign of respect. We've got to watch this man continue to dominate. A statement is being made. Dr. Lupo at the end of this game, he'll most likely be crowned the best Fortnite player in the world.
I've never seen anybody play in a competitive Fortnite match with a smile on his face like this kid right now, but he is absolutely dominating every single player he's run into thus far. Looking for a shot here with a couple of edits. Rotating back away, pressure from above, and he's immediately going to wall that off. The kid's
top 10. He's smiling. He knows it. He knows it.
Absolutely ridiculous.
9 players left. Unrelenting is Bugha. Hasn't dropped out of first since today started. There's all the remaining players. Running low on materials, but he still wants more. 4 limbs in this game. Box it up for a moment. Pyramid comes through. Bugha still alive. Shots going down. Can't connect with that one. 1 build left. The final moments of Fortnite World Cup.
Oh my gosh.
Bow down.
Surprise.
Bow down to Bugha.
Doesn't even matter. 4 players, 3 players remaining. It's a fight out for the victory royale in game 6.
2 left.
1v1. Crew still in it. Teachup as well, back and forth. And it might come down to a heel off. Teachup dropping down those campfires. We'll see here. Crew following it all the way in, and Teachup goes down. Crew with the victory royale.
Crew with 7 eliminations and the victory royale.